investors can breathe a sigh of relief that the China revenue impact is now known a bit better, and it's not as severe. Meanwhile, the Blackwell products and the transition to the newer Blackwell architecture is in full swing, better than anticipated, and there's still plenty of demand in developed markets and elsewhere. So Nvidia is still in a tremendously strong position in AI in the markets it's allowed to serve. And with China, we'll see. Again, we're not necessarily betting on a China comeback, but that's pure upside if there is. The restrictions right now are really just enabling Nvidia's competitors, and that might not be the best thing for the United States of America. We'll see how that plays out. But as of now, they were pretty clear that the restrictions are quite strict. It won't allow Nvidia to sell anything decent into China, which is what we expected. They say they're working on trying to get around it even further, but the restrictions are very strict, and so we're not holding our breath and waiting for Nvidia to start selling more into China. We think they are effectively blocked from selling anything decent in terms of data center products unless these restrictions get lifted. If you're looking for upside in Nvidia, it is more deals like this, more government sovereign deals for countries that can clearly afford it, right? When you think about companies, a lot of this AI growth, whether it's the Microsofts or Metas of the world, they're doing it with free cash flow. So that's always reassuring to investors that they have the cash to fund this AI build out. So now when you get to selling into countries like this, of course they can raise the debt to fund these build outs as well. So that's highly encouraging for the progress of these data centers. The UAE deal is absolutely massive. The Saudi Arabia one is important. And on the call, we heard Jensen say that basically every country is coming to him wanting to build out AI. So we think that's going to continue. That will probably drive upside, and that's the bull case on this stock. If you're bullish on AI at this point, you need more and more deals like Saudi and UAE to get going, and it seems quite possible that could occur. It was an impressive quarter without China in the mix, or China being cut off in early April, which did have a headwind of 2.5 billion of revenue missed on the first quarter. So absent that, Nvidia's quarter was quite strong. And then when we look at the July quarter, even though they expect to miss out on 8 billion of revenue from China for the same restrictions, they still put up pretty good guidance. They're calling for 50% year over year growth. So overall, I think the market reaction is a bit of a sigh of relief that China is not that significant of a headwind. Also, an underrated disclosure, we hear whispers about revenue from Singapore and whether that's being funneled into China, et cetera. And NVIDIA made its clearest statement today to us that 99% of that revenue is basically just shipped to US customers that like to bill out of Singapore. So that was another encouraging sign. When you think about perhaps the risk of China revenue actually coming from other countries and being elsewhere, I'm sure there's some, there's going to be examples of smuggling, but it doesn't seem to be nearly to the extent of what is feared at this point.